It's 99.9 KISW Metal Shop. We're very stoked right now. We have a band in studio, or at least the singer of a band. We've been playing the hell out of them with their newest release, Nightmare Logic. You've probably heard it here on Metal Shop. First, Riley, the singer, the vocalist of Power Trip.
What up, dude?
In town with Cannibal Corpse, man.
Hello, yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
And they're also physically huge
Big dudes.
Yeah.
as people.
Corpse Grinder is a large man.
They're all pretty tall guys, but we're also like the shortest band in metal, probably, maybe.
That's okay. For some reason, all the true shredders are always little dudes, like Dio, Kerry King.
There's a lot of little guys.
Scott Ian.
Scott Ian's a
yeah,
little
yeah.
dude.
I've met a lot of guys. Oh man, yeah,
He's a little guy.
He's shorter than me, and I'm pretty short. I'm like barely pushing 5'5", and then I'll meet these people and I'll be like, whoa.
Like, oh, okay,
right,
well.
Big riffs coming from a small dude.
Yeah.
So, congratulations. Welcome back to the Northwest, first of all.
Thanks. I love it here.
Enjoying your green freedom a little bit? We all
Yes.
were. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about how you guys, I mean, obviously you've probably known Gate Creeper for a long time. How did you get together on this Cannibal Corpse tour here?
You know what's funny is I think I've really only known Gate Creeper for about a year.
Okay.
It's interesting. Sean and Eric, the guitar player and the bass player, they know a lot about like old school Texas hardcore that I grew up on.
Cool.
Because I guess like when any of those bands would be around and they would try and go on tour, one of the only places they would end up is Arizona.
Yeah.
So like it was one of the few places they could go. So they would end up booking the shows and stuff. So they kind of knew a lot of the same people that we did. So we connected really fast and we get along really well. But I've really only known them for about a year. You know, we got hit up about the tour basically like right around the same. Essentially, Nick Storch, the booking agent for Obituary. I think Obituary or Exodus. I'm pretty sure Obituary and Cannibal Corpse hit us up and was like,
Nice.
Here's these 2 tours. Do you want to do them? Here's the setup, and he was like, if you do well on this Obituary tour, then you'll do direct support for Cannibal Corpse. And we're like, yeah, hell yeah.
Yes.
How do you say no to that?
Exactly.
Yeah, you were toured with Obituary and Exodus. That's another huge tour.
Yeah, back to back, which is just, I mean, where do you go from here?
I know, exactly.
That's awesome.
Everything kind of seems like maybe it's downhill from here.
No way. You guys will be headlining next time.
I know. We'll see. Yeah, it'll be something interesting like that. That's going to be a surreal thing when the day comes where like we ask some band that like we really like, we're approaching that place that we ask them to come on tour with us.
Give someone else a
That's
shot.
Older, I guess. Not give them a shot. I mean, like get like I guess older guys. Like
okay. I see
it'd
what you're
be like if we has like negative approach to go on tour with us or something like that. Like that's a band that still does really well, but they kind of go out, they play their old record. Like we could be out on like a headlining tour or something because we have a new record out, and like negative approach could be the support.
Well, here's an example. Like Knocked Loose just is bringing Terror on tour with him. You would
Yeah,
think
there you go. Something
you would
like
think that Terror would headline, but because Knocked Loose has all the kids that come out for him.
Right, they've got a lot of hype right now.
Exactly.
Sure.
Well,
Exactly.
considering the fact that the last time I actually saw Power Trip live, this was a few years back. It was at West Seattle Legion Hall with Zabulba.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a step up. I mean, you guys, like this year, 2017 has been a landmark year for your band. You put out Nightmare Logic, and it seems like everything has just been blowing up. I seen you guys. You won some awards with was it Loudwire?
Loudwire.
You won a Loudwire Best Song Award.
Nice.
You get to perform live with Jamie
Metal
Johnston.
Song of the Year according to
Loudwire?
people. It was a really vague award thing. Truth be told, I had never really heard of Loudwire until we got nominated for it. But the coolest part about our award was every other one was vote based, and they're like, oh, it's it's based on the you go on this website and you fill out this ballot and stuff like that, and that's how the winners that got picked. Except for our award, the best song of the year was the day they nominated. They announced the nominations for all the nominees, which were us, Dragon Force, Paul Bear, Municipal Waste, Avenged Sevenfold, Obituary.
Some pretty big bands.
We beat out some heavy
I'm
hitters,
missing
man.
some good ones, right? Like but what they did was they started counting streams on Apple Music from that day from the moment that they announced it. So from the moment they announced it to where they closed the polls, that song was actually the most streamed song on Apple Music.
Interesting.
So that's how we won the award, which actually, for me,
It's legit.
It didn't even matter anymore how many people read Loudwire or clicked a website
that's based on
and
real
voted a button.
statistics.
Yeah, it was based on like
Real.
a real world statistic. Like people were voting whether they knew it or not. They threw like, that's just like cold hard data right there, and that's so cool to me.
Totally, man.
And that was that brought a lot of value into an otherwise kind of arbitrary.
Yeah, because otherwise it would just be like a couple dudes in a room picking it out themselves.
Well, that most of it was like
or ladies or whatever.
But even my brother hacked it. My brother's a good little like computer programmer guy, but basically he had this thing where it was like you follow a shortcut and there was just a button that said vote, and as soon as you pressed it, it voted for us in any category that we were in.
Okay.
So he just kind of did a little. So there's ways to hack that kind of stuff, and
sure it's happening a lot.
Sure there are. I guess I won't say who, but maybe someone had the song just looping on their phone for 3 months or something like that, and had it on mute. It was just, you sit there and even something like that, it's like, well, we still had more streams than
Avenged Sevenfold.
Dragon
Force. Yeah, exactly.
So
and now you guys get to get involved with the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah, dude.
good transition, nice.
Thank you.
I'm like the resident wrestling nerd of Metal Shop, and I was watching so this weekend, along with Survivor Series, WWE is putting on an event called NXT Takeover Survivor Series, and pretty cool to see that Power Trip was chosen as the original theme song. Your song Executioner's Tax has been chosen as the theme song for NXT. So tell me a little bit about what the process was like of being the theme song for a pro wrestling event.
We've just got this really great manager, Armani, who just does like bust his butt to get it. Wait, I can say ass, right?
Yeah,
man. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
he busts his ass.
But he busts his ass, and so they've been focusing on a lot of really cool underground bands lately.
Like
turns
Code
out Code Orange being two
awesome.
bands that are not only friends of ours, but we've toured with them, and we really do kind of all collectively talk and sort of view each other as sort of like the three bands really trying to bring this certain
push it
scene
up,
and that we like grew up in and bring it to like a bigger level or whatever. And so whatever, these manager guys, they've got their hookups and everything, and so they just said, now, okay, so my wrestling history is I was a rabid wrestling fan from about 5th to 8th grade, which was basically like
same
the
here.
bulk of the Attitude Era. Like my favorite wrestling match was Hell in a Cell 98,
Amen.
Obviously.
Yeah, Mankind Undertaker, man.
Best of all time.
My friend had like an illegal cable box, so we got to watch that. And watching that live was just like,
is he dead?
Like,
he's got a family,
dude.
That was I got a little worried there. Got a little weepy.
There's been like world disasters that have like gone down where I'm like that are like has been impactful in my childhood.
Yeah.
Some really crazy wish where I was just like couldn't believe it as much as that.
Yeah.
But so that was.
It hit you
and,
harder.
My parents would, like if I got in trouble in school, it was like, no wrestling this week. And it was like, I'd rather die. So that was my time with it. But basically, once like WCW ended, once Stone Cold left, and Mick Foley really kind of like bowed out, and kind of when like Cena and Angle came. I was just like, these guys are homers. A lot of the like post 9/11 patriotism stuff just kind of
the John Cena regime was a little much for me, but
that totally lost me. But anyway, so like, but I am familiar enough. I keep a peripheral kind of knowledge on like most cultures, so I know what NXT is, which I come to understand is like their sort of junior
absolutely
league, right? Where they that's where they bring
it's
up
like the minor league,
the
AAA team,
league, right? There's the stuff they would do like on Saturdays and shit like that. Back in the 90s, right? They would do like a Saturday Nitro or whatever.
So when is that airing, Kevin? When is that?
Saturday night at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Right.
Are you guys gonna be able to watch that somewhere wherever you are at?
WWE Network.
We should get
$9.99 a month.
We should get like a free thing because we've
I think you should.
We've got like Sling TV, like shout out Sling TV, free marketing.
I think you need to give. I think you need to give Triple H a call.
Hey, I wish I had his number or something.
That's the story I was
the power
hoping
trip,
for.
yeah.
I was hoping you'd be
I'm
like,
gonna call our manager and yell at him and be like, why can't
How'd you
up
get
with a stream?
How'd you get on the radio? Well, Vince McMahon called me and was like, "Hey, I need this power trip
really
song."
like your
You know,
record.
the only wrestler I've gotten to meet thus far was Chris Jericho.
Oh, nice.
I actually met him before the Loudwire thing. He was we did this tour with Deaf Heaven, Anthrax, and Lamb of God, and he came out. And he was really nice. I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, man, like I won't bother you too hard, but I just want you to know that like every day after school, I would come home and put my little brother on the walls of Jericho, and like there's still like deep-seated resentment in my family because of like moments like that.
So thanks, man.
Thank you for
Thanks
that.
a lot. Yeah.
Did he get a kick out of that?
Yeah, he laughed, which I was like, cool. He took my joke pretty well, like
Good.
But I had another one which did not go well, which Randy Johnson showed up.
Former Mariner.
The Mariners pitcher,
former Mariner pitcher.
Wasn't he
That's
also
what I
an
was about to
Astro
say.
or
He was also a Diamondback.
that's what it was.
You know what? I think actually he may have ended his career as an Astro.
I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he was a Mariner first, then a Diamondback, then an Astro.
Oh, dude, he was a hero here, man.
Right? I mean, I think everybody was. He was really well liked as a person, right? He was really quiet or whatever.
Yeah.
But I go, man. If I knew you were gonna be here, I would have had you sign my dead pigeon. And like he was like, what? And I was like, I just
I'm just kidding, man. It's a joke.
Remember when you hit
in
that
a
dead
plastic
pigeon?
pig,
Remember when you blew up that bird?
Just blew that
100
bird.
miles an hour.
That viral video?
I don't. He probably.
He's like, get away
Maybe
from me,
he's heard that
weirdo.
one. Yeah, I got a picture with him. But
He's like, stop punishing me.
but I thought that was a good one. Just like the mental thought of like a guy with like a Sharpie and like a bag of like feathers and just like blood being like, no.
Sign it, bro.
I dug through the. I don't know what a northwestern accent is, but like I dug through the trash for like 3 hours to find that little bird there. Number one, there we go.
That's awesome.
And yeah, but he was actually nice. He was cool.
That's right.
But like the wrestling thing, basically just they've been taking an interest in some of the younger bands, which is really cool. And
you think they have like one guy working in the back that's like actually was a hardcore
definitely,
kid or something?
Yeah, for sure. And that's how it always is, which is what I love. I love when someone takes their kind of like punk DIY ethic
like,
that they grew up
here's
on.
how I can
kind
help.
Of plays it. Oh yeah,
Start giving back a little bit.
Totally. I somebody told me his name, but I can't remember it.
We need to talk to that guy.
I'm sure I can get it for you.
We're back here with Riley from Power Trip. They played technically last night at Numo's sold-out show with Gate Creeper and Cannibal Corpse.
It was so bad.
Your future
How terrible
forecasting,
was that show?
retro
man.
casting.
Dude, you fell off the stage.
Don't do that,
Dude, no.
You do not. Don't.
Better knock on wood, dude.
What you just did was jinx me because I have fallen off of a stage.
Are you serious?
And I have a.
But the thing is I caught you.
I have a chronic. Oh, that was beautiful.
was dope.
Yeah.
Good move, Kevin. Good move. Dude.
That was my wrestling skills.
And you laid me back down so gently, and then it was weird
And then
because
gave you a kiss on the forehead.
the way that you laid me down actually popped my spine like right back into place, like where I had all these problems. I feel better than ever.
Awesome.
Oh, you're welcome.
Great.
Yeah.
So you fell off stage?
Thank you for jinxing.
What happened, dude? Tell us about
so
that.
about like 5 years ago or something like that, this venue.
'Cause that's embarrassing.
Called the Acheron in Brooklyn. I tripped backwards over the monitor.
Oh no.
And as I was falling, and it was a very small, narrow room, but it was a tall stage.
Oh.
Probably about.
So you had a decent little trip
With
there.
the monitor, I would say it was like even higher than like this table or something.
Yeah.
So it was like a good like 3.5 foot fall or something, 4 foot fall.
Would you have
And I
called
was
it a power trip?
I was falling so. You man.
Sorry, I had to. Sorry.
I fell for so long that I like wrapped my head up and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hit my head, right?
So you had enough time.
But what happened was all my weight went right onto the corner of the step leading up to the stage. And I just impaled myself like right in the spine, like my lower spine. I came in at an angle, and so basically like just like an angle, like a diagonalish kind of
like
angle,
a little diamond
going right into my like spine and my kidney and stuff, and I bounced off of it and I like rolled over, and the band just sort of saw me fall into the black. They weren't sure what happened, but
Right.
I thought I was gonna lose control of all my bodily functions
just
and then
lay a
just
deuce.
pass out. You know, like
You got to take you to the ER.
all ends and everything. No, something. It got. I basically blacked out from the pain. Like it was white hot pain. It was the most pain I've ever been in my entire life. By far the worst. It was really rough, and you know, I had to wipe my ass reaching through my legs. You know,
'Cause you couldn't
for
move.
like a month after that because I couldn't move left or right.
Did you break your ribs or
And
something?
no, it was all in my lower back, but I didn't have insurance or anything. But since it was my spine and everything, I definitely like herniated discs, if not do even worse. And I still have a lot of really chronic back pain with all that. But to get to the point, like I fell off the stage. I had this really, really bad fall. You know, at the end of it, my friends were like, I limped my way through the set somehow. I was
just get through it.
trying to like yell into the mic and nothing was coming out. I'm pretty sure I just kind of squeaked, you know, like a mouse, you know.
Well, I'm glad I was able to catch you this time, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Glad you were caught.
Thank you.
So we were talking a little bit about like, I mean, Kevin and I came from like a little bit more of an underground hardcore punk scene. You guys did too, and now you're obviously taking that next big move, that step. You were talking about playing with Obituary and Exodus and Lamb of God and Cannibal
Anthrax.
Corpse. Yeah. So what's that like, man? And like, do you have any advice for younger kids? Obviously, you were talking about being able to play more with your friends and like being that, I don't know, what would you call that, big three of the next movement or something like that? I don't, you know? It's a hard thing to discuss, but we all grew up going to Legion halls and like punk venues, garage shows, stuff like that.
I don't know. I think this is kind of, and I don't want to sound pretentious. Isn't the word I'm looking for, but I think we're looking at something that hasn't really happened before. We're looking at this kind of really very odd place for aggressive music right now, where there's these bands that are established and they're not getting any younger. And there's going to be a point where more and more of them become physically incapable of playing.
That's true.
And is aggressive music just going to die off, or is it going to forever be like really like wimpy the way that we think of it, like, you know, deathcore bands or Warped Tour screamo bands,
Right.
or whatever?
Who's going to be the next movement or whatever?
You know, like what's going to stick around, or is it just going to fade away? You know, my friends and I talk a lot about how we think that people want guitar music to come back, and you know, like, so maybe people are starting to look for a heavy band. Like, you know, I've always said about Power Trip that if you like heavy music in any form and you're put in a room with our band, you'll leave, and the worst thing you'll say is that band didn't suck. So
All right.
You'll be like, you know,
They're right.
They're like, they're all right. They didn't suck. You know, like,
I could get into it.
all right, that's really, I think that's like the worst thing. You know, there's people who think that we do suck, and then you're not gonna please everybody, but you know, we want to be a band that's got, if you just like heavy music, we try to take everything that is good and memorable and cathartic about it, and deliver that to people, you know.
I mean, because they
And
said
night in and night out on tour when we do.
in the 90s it was a little rough for like metal, and hardcore was doing okay, I guess, arguably, and then a few bands got to carry it, but that was before the internet and you could kind of find whatever you want. So it's almost as if people are looking for more like real stuff now, like even with the NXT thing, where they're looking for like legit bigger underground bands that have like got their hard work under the belt, you know, that have actually put the work and the time in. And now it's finally actually looking like it's starting to come to fruition for a lot of you guys, including Power Trip.
Yeah, you know, to me, the 90s was just, those guys had money. They sold records, and they were able to you know, look, man, I don't want much. I want to be able to live like within the means of the people that I went to high school with do. Like I want to live like a normal 30-year-old person.
Right.
You know, yeah, my lifestyle is different, but you know, you think of it this way, like if an offshoreman is you know, gone for 3 months and then home for 3, I want it to be kind of the same way. I want to be able to have insurance and own property, make enough
and come
money,
back with a little bit of money. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not too much.
That's
to
what
ask.
people don't really grasp. Is they suddenly when an artist wants a paycheck or something like that, or like takes money from a company with a sponsorship or something, we're suddenly the worst people in the world. Where it's like, you know what? First off, I guarantee you, your favorite band that is over the age of 35 takes money in some kind of way that like keeps them from continuing. To unless someone has compromised themselves in some way. There's no like perfect punk ideal to live up to, and to me anyway.
Or like Carl
in a lot
Kreis
of ways,
is
I
being
feel like it's like
sponsored by Jaeger.
Oh, God,
Well, I mean, that's maybe a bad
that
example,
was true, but that's amazing.
Yeah,
Great.
Carl from Earth Kreis is wearing a Jägermeister T-shirt.
We're sponsored by Monster, and they really put a lot of support behind us. So
Nice.
Good.
can't hate on it. The thing is that's because people have to start doing that because people aren't buying the music. So
Yeah.
we have to find other avenues. I would love to be able to keep doing this. It's like we go out there and we play hard for 30, 45 minutes a day, and we do things like come out here and do radio interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I was having a discussion with another friend. It's like, on these sort of mid levels where it's like you have a little bit of success, but you're not exactly like this pampered sort of legacy type of band where, you're not Metallica getting taken care of, getting
you're not a
shopped
Slayer,
around, even
exactly.
Volbeat or something like that.
Yeah.
Who I got a lot of respect for, but like, those guys. Look at like a
easier.
basketball player who goes out and plays 30 minutes and then gets to see a doctor and has someone look at him. They stay in like a four-star hotel, and it's like, I'm lucky if I can sleep in a bed.
Yeah, exactly.
And
or not on
sure,
the floor.
we don't bring the kind of revenue that they do, but like, people have such a misconception on how difficult and how shot the music industry is these days. And a lot of guys are saying, and I don't mean to be a baby, I'm grateful for everything that's happening, but
it's just being realistic.
And you know what? Anyone listening, it's like if you really, really care about Power Trip, then like, and you can't make the shows, then please buy the records, or
Buy a
please
t-shirt
buy a
online,
t-shirt, or just like, find a way to support the band, because like I only have so many years left of this in me until I don't get universal health care in Texas, and I know because of that fall that I need back surgery.
You need something.
I need real deal. I do yoga. I try to take care of myself, but I haven't had a doctor look at it because I can't afford it. If I want to get an MRI without insurance,
That's thousands.
It's $3,000. I'm on a waiting list. I'm on 3 waiting lists. And it's been months on each of them, and I haven't gotten a call yet. And I've checked up on them. I'm still on them.
And you're still probably hurting from it, too.
I hurt every day of my life, man, and I just deal with it. And, I go up there and I give it everything I got every night. And
it's probably not helping. But you got to do it, man, because that's your thing, man. That's your
I'm
love.
starting to sound like I'm complaining. It's not, and it's not fun because, honestly,
I guarantee
once you get the adrenaline going, you stop caring, and you don't have a care in the world, and it's a job, and I love my job. I just wish my job maybe had some benefits.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people out there.
My job maybe had some guaranteed income. It's like there's countries in Europe that operate on this, that like if you are a successful enough band that you don't have to be on tour all the time.
Canada does.
You have to do a certain. Canada does it too.
Yeah.
You give a certain amount back to the government or whatever, and you'll still get a living wage during those months that you're on tour. I can't even claim unemployment when I'm off tour. And we pay taxes now, like as a band, since we started making money, we do all of this legitimately. Like,
you got to.
This sounds like so sell out and so stupid.
It's business too, man. There's a lot of money floating around.
I'm like you. I came up in punk and all this stuff, and it's like I wish I would have realized that you could still be a punk and have credit too.
No, that's an oxymoron, dude.
It is not.
Sadly.
No, I guess. Well, I guess
not anymore. Yeah.
Shoot, I talk.
I'm just saying,
I
punks
mention
having
this
credit
to friends all the time. I got plenty of friends who who have bought in, and I tell them all the time I would trade places with you guys in a heartbeat. So, and they say the same thing to me, and
Right.
you know, and I get the grass is always greener kind of thing, but it's.
I mean, I don't feel like you're complaining, dude. I guarantee you there are a lot of people listening right now who are probably just nodding their heads, going, "Yep," in the same boat, and they don't get to tour around. They just they don't have any health insurance. They got injuries they're living with, and et cetera, et cetera. But you're putting it out there. You did it, doing what you want to do, and you're still doing it. So it's commendable.
I had something that I only realized really recently that kind of was somewhat of an epiphany to me was we were it was I think our second drummer Marcus had just left the band, and Chris Olsh, who plays drums now and is now been the longest running member. We're basically all original members, sans Chris, but he's been with the band the longest. So this is in the early years of the band. We've maybe only done a couple tours. I think we had just dropped Hammer of Doubt and it was starting to get a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
But I was looking at jobs because I was getting close to graduating college, and my degree was in technical writing, and I was looking at writing jobs and stuff like that, and I found this really interesting job, my dream job at the time, because I didn't expect anything from the band. My goal with the band was to maybe see Europe and go see a couple other parts of the world, because you can do that with a hardcore band. If you write a few good songs, you can go and you can do these cool things and see the world, and that's what's great about hardcore.
To see you. Yeah,
you can put the bands down, you can pick them back up again in whatever fashion, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to me, the as much as like sort of being like a full-time musician was a dream, I never really bought into that dream, but it was an editor-in-chief. Well, I don't believe it was editor-in-chief, but it was an editing, a very high-level, very well-paying editing job for an American English magazine in Portugal. And what they wanted they wanted someone who understood American English was their first language and really wanted to have a kind of American English dialect throughout their entire magazine. And I started the interview process, and I got really far into it. And they basically told me what they're gonna pay me, and they're gonna do all this, that, and the.
So they're about to offer you a job.
They're gonna I'm wasting time. They're gonna offer me a job. Last second, this guy slides his resume in. Just so happens Portuguese American. Because I meant to. What I was getting to add is that I had learned Spanish from like kindergarten to 12th grade, and even though I wasn't fluent, I was pretty good at it. And like I was, they asked me, and I was like, you know what? Even though it's different, I'm pretty confident I could learn Portuguese pretty quickly. And you're saying it's an American English magazine. It's like I don't need to show up on the first day and know any Portuguese. These people should be able to speak English to me anyway. But that was a very big point where I was asking myself, am I going to take this job, or am I going to go on this tour? I think it was actually the first time we ever went on tour was Zabalba. I think it was Zabalba and Alpha and Omega, which would have been 2012, which also would have been the same year that I fell off that stage and hurt my back.
Oh, damn.
So
you didn't take it. You went on tour.
I ended up not having the choice.
Oh yeah,
but
you went on tour anyway.
I went on tour anyway, and then nearly died. And
we're glad you're still here, man. Still raging it.
So this tour is happening now. Cannibal Corpse. What's next for you guys?
What's coming up?
What's 2018 look like for Power Trip?
2018 is going to be.
I know you got
a lot more of this.
I know you got info.
January we've got Persistence tour in Europe, which is 10 days with Hatebreed, Terror, Madball, us, Broken Teeth.
Damn, dude.
I think Born from Pain. Maybe some other bands are doing it, like one or two other bands.
That's a big tour.
It is a big tour. They do it every year, and they've done it every year in Europe in January for like. I think this is like the 15th one or something.
Wow,
like
okay.
That. But it started off as a Hatebreed thing, obviously, and it's changed up. But it's always been kind of a hardcore tour. I think Suicidal did it last year. Our friends in Misery did it. But this year, we're finally getting to do it, which is just going to be a 10-day bender for me, which will be great because it's like perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect.
It's a perfect length,
You get there. Like you sleep, you party all night, you sleep. You wake up and your like early morning workout is like playing a show. And
you start all over again.
That's when your day begins, and then you're up all night in whatever city you're in, and you're just running around. And we've done a couple tours with Terror. We're good with them, and the Madball dudes. We played some shows with them. They're cool. I recently got to meet Jamie because we did that Motorhead cover at Loudwire with him, and he was awesome. So like, I think this is just gonna be insanity. For 10 days. We just announced an outrageously long tour. We'll go back to Europe. I think it starts March 11th, doing direct support to Trivium for like 7 weeks.
Okay.
So
Damn, dude.
It's a big one.
Very, very long tour. And it is a big one. And
Dude, you guys are going to steal so many Trivium fans. It's going to be awesome.
Really?
Oh, dude, absolutely. I guarantee it.
Honestly, I've never listened to them. And
I mean, I've never been a big fan, but they're huge,
I couldn't even tell you what they sound like. I just know that they're
like
huge.
metalcore.
That's what everyone says,
With
but
some
I
singies.
heard I've heard it's like gotten softer over time.
Sure.
Or what? You know what? I don't even care because I was the same way with Lamb of God, and I went in with an open mind and had a blast because
Nice.
I left like thinking, damn, who cares what anybody thinks about their records? Lamb of God kicks ass.
Yeah,
live.
absolutely.
You know, like they just are a good band.
dude, and they've been through some stuff.
Crazy stuff, and I guess maybe that Trivium guy has been too.
Matt Heafy.
Mr. Matt. We've talked to Matt a couple times.
So I
They're
guess
good
I
dudes.
guess Matt's a big fan, and so he really wanted us on the tour. So
Dude, and like
Cool.
we've interviewed
that's
him a
why
couple
we're
times. He
direct
always
support.
they know what's up.
Yeah, and that's what's kind of cool with some of these. At least, so there's like there is this like sort of middle ground of like, not quite like the first or second generation, but there are these guys like there's Trivium, there's
Stuff that was big in like
there's
the early 2000s.
there's
Yeah.
Volbeat, like who else? Like I guess if like Lamb of God being another one.
Kill Switch Engage.
Kill
Kill
Switch.
Switch
Yeah, there
Engage.
you go. I mean,
A
dude,
lot
even
of
Avenged
a lot of those
Sevenfold.
guys. I don't know much about them,
I mean,
but
they just opened up for
just know they're big,
Metallica.
Well, yeah, but what I mean is like I know all those other bands that you're mentioning. A lot of those guys keep up with. They know who we are. They know who Turnstile is. Or I think that's cool. They're becoming a big help in bridging that gap and being like, hey, guy and older band that brought me up.
Yeah. Exactly.
Check out this band, and that's good. I'm glad that those guys are out there to do stuff like that for us. But
I mean, last time we saw Mike from Kill Switch, he was wearing a Gorilla Biscuits shirt.
yeah, but who's surprised? Like
Yeah, I know.
Gorilla Biscuits are Gorilla Biscuits. So that record is like multi-platinum or something like that. Like so. But you're right. It's cool seeing punk in non or unexpected places. I guess
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well,
I forgot what the hell that question was that we ended
What?
into.
Okay, so do
rambling
you
thing,
have
which is-
anything
so
like?
but we were doing that. So yeah,
Any
we do that really
offers you
long
got?
Trivium tour. But I should add this: Venom Prison is opening.
That band is awesome.
Yeah, they're cool. We play with them in Cardiff, and they're really sweet people, and I'm really excited to kind of like share. We're gonna be on a bus with them. So we're doing 7 long weeks with Trivium, direct support, Venom Prison opening up, and the UK Code Orange jumps on for 5 shows. We're gonna come home. That'll be like the end of April, basically, and then from there we're gonna do another headliner, but we're gonna kind of take it back and keep it weird.
Cool.
And
Really?
go back to some of more of our like hardcore punk roots.
Got anybody thinking about talking to?
I can't
or-
really. I can't really
I
say
know.
anything right now.
I was trying to get that
yeah,
out of
nice
you.
try, buddy. But yeah, like I think
Had to try.
It will be bands people want to see.
Yep.
B will be very like wide range. Like it's
Well, something for everyone.
we've done these big metal tours. We want to still show love to like all the people that like everything that we do or that came up seeing us and they might be into other stuff now. It's like let's give them a reason. Like okay, so one band that we're huge fans of that we asked but couldn't do it was Drab Majesty.
Okay.
Oh, that band's awesome.
Deb is like a great, wonderful human being. We text all the time and super supportive of each other. And it was great because I didn't know that I was a fan of their music and they were a fan of ours, and I had no idea. You know, it's
Nice.
one of those things where you connect with people, and you're like, "Whoa, really? You
And you
like
didn't
my
even know,
band?"
yeah.
And, you know,
That's
I had
awesome.
that at Loudwire with Brian Posehn, which was cool.
What? That rules.
Who else?
That guy's awesome.
Royal Headache from Australia was another band where I had that kind of thing go down, and that's just a cool feeling is when you come across a band where you're like, wow, I really enjoy your music or your work or whatever, and they know who you are. That's one of the more fulfilling things. But
It's like not even necessarily going back to your roots or whatever, but doing that like back, bringing your friends back. Dude, that's gonna do nothing but help you, man.
yeah, totally.
And then you're gonna get that next offer too, and it's just gonna get better and better, man. I'm really, really stoked. We've been watching the progress of your band for the last few years.
Yeah, you
man.
guys know your stuff.
So we appreciate you coming up, dude. It's been.
I appreciate
it's been a
people
pleasure.
who don't just come in and Google some questions.
So you're in the Power Trips.
Yeah. So tell us what it's like being from Texas.
Yeah, be like.
So you're a rocker or a metal?
Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Oh God! So that's where we start pissing people off. It's
Exactly.
such a.
Let's go. Let's spend the last few seconds that we have.
You know,
just
I'm fine with
doing
that.
this.
I'm fine with that because you're
you know
from
what?
Texas, and you know you're clearly like more in tune with like the other side of that aisle.
Well, you know what? It's too bad that any Proud Boys who may listen to this show will have just missed us by mere hours, because I would love for them to come say hello.
Yeah, there's
at
some
the show
some
tonight,
of those
but
down in the south
are
end
there-
here in the
well,
northwest.
no,
there's a
not
few.
really.
I mean, are there?
See, I think they're boogeymen. I don't think they fucking exist. Excuse me.
No, you're-
I got through another.
They don't
that
want
was
to,
two. That was two. That was not so bad.
No, you're good.
But
They don't want to like out themselves too hard and like stand up, and because they just keep getting.
I just don't think they exist.
There was an incident I just read yesterday. There was at the Astoria Club up in Vancouver, BC. One of the Proud Boys was there with a bunch of his friends and got jumped by like 5 dudes in the bathroom, and then it turned into a. Oh well, you guys can't like attack us. No, like dude, this is.
No, I
don't
know the whole story. Look,
Punk and
that's
hardcore.
what made me say something about it in the first place was because I'll leave her name out of it because people have been giving her. But
Yeah.
The whole thing is like she's a friend of mine. She has been for years, and I think that what happened to her BS and to you know, like, you don't like it, go to another bar. You know, like it's not like.
Yeah,
You know,
they were like, call the cops yourself.
Go
You got an
go
issue.
somewhere else.
You're not
Like,
welcome here. Yeah.
dude. But you know, a bar is a clubhouse. It ain't obligated to do a damn thing for you. They don't even have to serve you if they don't want to.
Exactly. It says right on the sign, right by the
Yeah.
bar, right by the
You don't
door.
like it, get out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like look, I understand all inclusivity or anything. It's like there's no way that you could tell me that it's okay to not serve someone based on, you know, their race or
Race, gender,
ethnicity,
creed.
any
Yeah,
of that
yeah,
obvious stuff like that. But it's like, you know, if you're gonna be in there spouting hate about it,
Yeah.
you know,
then
there's
someone gets
multiple people
upset.
saying that these guys were out there antagonizing people. So that I felt the need to say something. I feel like they're an easy target, but I also feel like, you know,
They are, but they make themselves
I
easy.
kind of think it's funny. Like I think that there's sort of like this very like nebulous thing, sort of like like the way the right wing views like the like Antifa.
Right.
Antifa. Ooh, it's really scary.
Antifa.
That's like, nah, man. It's
You
just
guys
a
are the
bunch of
scary ones.
like it's really like there aren't like secret underground meetings or anything. It's like
You mean just anti-fascist?
it's going down today. It's like you know, like, all right, I'm gonna go grab my ski mask and I'm gonna go bust some up because these conservatives. 3.
He's got to count. We got to get a
Well,
chalkboard
you know,
here. You're good, dude. It
This is
doesn't
my first
matter.
time. This is my first.
Hey, well, we're glad you're
First
here.
big radio interview. I
We're
gotta
glad
count
you're
how
here.
many times I get bleeped out at least.
It's more than 3, I tell you that.
It is.
But that's okay.
Oh shh.
Well, either way, we appreciate you, man, standing up, and we appreciate you putting out the awesome music that you do, and we hope that Power Trip has a killer end of 2017.
Yeah, dude.
Man,
We
thanks
have-
a lot,
Congratulations.
guys.
We
Thanks
have,
for saving my life last night.
Oh, absolutely.
And making
Kevin-
me breakfast this morning. It
Yeah,
was
that
really
was really
good.
nice.
Tender
Yeah.
cuddles, man. You know.
The thing you did with the omelet, like you're gonna just gonna, I don't know. Did you get that from a YouTube video?
Oh yeah, man,
Yeah, send me the
yeah,
link,
yeah,
please.
we got
like,
you.
it was
That
killer.
was really good.
So, in the year-end 2017 list of top records of the year, I guarantee Power Trip's going to be in there for Metal Shop at least, and we'll let you know what number you get.
Yeah. And we'll make you another omelet.
Whatever it is, it'll be behind Impaler's Cellar Dweller.
All right.
That's all I'm gonna say about
Keep that in mind.
Riley from Power Trip here on Metal Shop. Thanks again for coming in, dude.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
We'll see you again soon.